Welcome back to Shredder's Revenge. So yeah, the Dimensional Shell Shock DLC is out. Much like the Streets of Rage 4 DLC, it's also a survival mode. So I guess this is not. There is a bit of story, but it's not much. Grab shards to complete dimensional crystals and travel across the multiverse. Unlock new power-ups and palettes as you collect dimensional crystals. Fight the Master of the Void after collecting 5 dimensional crystals. Conquer the leaderboards by traveling deeper into dimensions, or you can return home safely to see the ending. So basically, you have a total of 5 dimensions that you can go through, and you can then just choose to watch the proper ending, or just keep going infinitely to see how far you can get before you die.
Yeah, I guess that's still better than what happened with Mr. X's Nightmare. And don't get me wrong, it was a perfectly fine extra mode, but when you give a whole full-blown trailer that suggests some hype-worthy material content, I don't think you can blame fans for expecting it to have been, a new campaign as opposed to...
Can you play as the DLC characters in the main mode?
Yes, you can.
Why wouldn't
For Streets of Rage 4?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, Streets of Rage 4. If I remember correctly, I think you can.
I didn't think it was. But,
I'll have to go back and check.
It would be weird for them to veto that.
Anyway, yes, I'll be playing as Raph, whereas Dad, you'll be playing as... Let's see what he picks. Yeah, surprisingly, Dad decided to go with Mikey instead of Leo.
because I prefer... Mikey fits my playstyle more.
Yeah, which means... So I decided to do the same thing. I decided to also go with Leo, because Leo also fits my playstyle better, so... Okay, fine. We will not be using our favorites today.
What happened to Mikey's pupil? Oh,
multiple skins, Dibs. You can play as Mirage Mirage Leo just now. You can also play as...
Based off a toy.
Yeah, and you can also make them more akin to the O3 turtles. They're like there. See, you just saw O3 ref right there for a bit there.
Yeah.
And yeah, somebody else also decided to join us because I decided to make my room public, but I guess he decided to change his mind.
It happens much more frequently.
So basically, 80s Leo will be partnering up with O3 Raph. Anyway, so here it is. And yes, the two new characters are Yojimbo and Karai. Yeah, after yet another adventure, the turtles and their allies enjoy themselves. What the shell? The neutrinos? What brings you guys here? Fellas. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
See this crystal? We use them to zap across dimensions. That silvery square shredder is grabbing up them all. If we don't stop that tin-plated tyrant, it's gonna be bad spill for all dimensions, you hear?
Say no more, Kala. Fighting shredders is what us turtles do. And
So,
Karai...
remembering that Mikey and Kala kind of had a thing in the first few episodes of the 80s series.
And
Yeah.
I guess this is one of those on and off days between Karai and Shredder's relationship.
Yeah, remember
This is 80s Karai, so I guess she's cool.
That's the thing. There was no... Well, actually... Okay, so our first dimension is the Mirage dimension. Gee, I wonder what turtle media this dimension is based on.
The original comic.
The Mirage, the bit where they go to the Mirage world is one of my favorite bits of Turtles Forever.
But yeah, Mirage is of course based on the Mirage comics, and yeah, that's basically it. And you can kind of see. I mean, if looking at the characters that you can see in the background, it seems like even though they're still in black and white, it does look like Tribute Games decided to still 80s-fy them. Because yeah, they definitely look more 80s in their designs.
Lord knows, they certainly gave Karai the 80s headband to go for it.
Yeah, like I was about to say, there actually was no 80s show Karai. So it's actually really cool that Tribute Games managed to basically create what Karai probably would have looked like if she was a thing in the 80s show. So pretty cool. That being said, that's the thing though, since there is no 80s Karai, we don't know if 80s Karai is actually the Shredder's daughter. For all we know, maybe she is a nemesis of Shredder as well.
Or they could do something similar to the 2012 series and make her Splinter's daughter, who was stolen by Shredder, but convinced to be his daughter, but then turned out to really be Splinter's daughter, and then would flip-flop constantly between sides until realizing, oh crap, Splinter actually is my father. What have I done after she betrayed them?
Everybody got
Then
that?
she became
That
a
sure
mutant.
was a lot of words you just said right there.
Everybody got
And
that?
then she
Good.
and like I said, and then she became a snake mutant. 2012 show was weird.
Alright. So, hurt and heal. Basically, damages received, but you can also, it also heals you, basically. So, basically, again, it works pretty much like the survival mode from Streets of Rage 4, which, again, remember, this is from .mu as well. The developer is different, but it seems like .mu probably has some amount of say in how these survival modes are, because this pretty much works like the Streets of Rage 4 survival mode. And yeah, look at all those awesome panels with the foot soldiers on top.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I don't blame fans who were disappointed with Mr. X's Nightmare not being a campaign, because the trailer very much was hyping it up to that level. Also, I do like the detail that the mooks become way more demoralized the more you beat them.
Alright, and we got the first crystal complete. Basically, the more enemies you fight, the more you get rewards, and you have to get a specific number of crystals. Now we're traveling to the Edo dimension, which, if I remember correctly, this is based on something also from the comics. Maybe it definitely looks like the ancient Japan time from Turtles 3.
Crystals, of course. Wait, who's that on the rock there?
Oh.
Oh wait, Toka, how you doing? So there you go. Here's a little mix-up: Toka and Rocksteady instead of. So yeah, remember, Toka and Reza were made up for the second live-action movie because they didn't want to use Bebop and Rocksteady. But now we're gonna mix it up. We're going to have Toka and Rocksteady team up.
Bebop's on holiday, I guess.
Yes, as well as Rezar. Dej, do you recognize the characters while watching this particular fight right now? Because I don't.
Neither do I.
Meanwhile, Leo died, and so did Raph.
Yes, we all died. Now it's up to Casey and Splinter to save us all.
Who are the players playing those two?
Some people who joined my party. Remember, I made my lobby public, so anyone can join.
I know, it's weird that it doesn't show the names for those, whereas it does show the
It does show
names
if
on the screen.
it does show if I check the party chat, but when you're actually on the game itself, it doesn't show.
Is this cross-play capable?
I do not know. I haven't checked. I mean, so far from all the times I've tried, the online is really great, and I've been pretty good about finding matches. I got unlucky that one time that I recorded the campaign, but well, can't win them all, I guess.
Yeah, the online is good.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Xbox and PC players can play with each other. Unfortunately, those on PlayStation and Switch are stuck with just playing against people against PlayStation and PlayStation and Switch and Switch.
So, Deji, do you recognize those characters in the background?
The girl is Ninjara or Ninja. She originated from the Archie TMNT comic.
Okay, then. What about the one on the right?
No.
Okay, then. Again, keeping up with the theme of, there you go, if you fortunately, if you die, you do still level up and you get a lot of XP. So basically, the more you play, the stronger you get, because the level up system in this survival mode is separate from the one in the main campaign. So even if you lose, don't fret, because you get XP and level up, which means you get stronger. So the more you play, the better you'll get at this, and the easier it will become to conquer all 5 dimensions. So
it's basically a roguelike.
Yeah, basically. Alright, back to Edo. Again, this particular dimension feels a lot like the ancient Japan setting from the 3rd movie. I mean, there's a cherry tree over there and everything, so... There you go. Aside from that, yeah, again, and yeah, as you can see, when you play, and trust me, later on you're going to see like a whole bunch of players at the same time, because I got lucky and got quite a few people to join. As you can see, the multiplayer can get quite chaotic. Because unlike with Streets of Rage 4, where, if I remember correctly, in Streets of Rage 4 you can only have up to 4 players at the same time. In here you can have a total of 6 players at one time. There we go. So basically, it's at the end of every wave you get to choose between two roles. And yeah, now we have Mirage Donnie helping out. All right, Edge. That guy on the left. Do you recognize him?
Nope, I'm checking the wiki right now as we speak. Just so.
Apparently he's an angel mixed with a bird.
An
angel swan.
On the wings of an eagle. There's a song in there somewhere. Like an angel and an eagle. There's a song in there somewhere. All right, so
the guy in the first place, his name is Xian Khan.
Okay.
Khan.
Anyway, next dimension. Oh, back to the Mirage. Yeah, basically, whenever you restart, you just have to go through all the 5 dimensions all over again. So yeah, let's go back to the Mirage dimension for now. Again, of all the dimensions, the Mirage one is my favorite because it's the one that definitely looks. It definitely feels like like the more fan servicey of the 5.
Khan is from the Archie comics.
Okay then.
So we got Ninjara and Khan.
Again, this that's the cool thing about this game. Like, even though the bulk of it is based on the 80s show, there's a lot of cool Easter eggs for pretty much every bit of Turtles media you can think of.
Easy peasy.
You know, it's weird that they even have these characters in, but they're not playable. Like, you think that would have been an obvious one.
Which characters?
Ninjara and
that.
the other guy.
Well, I guess.
I mean, they got the sprites for them and everything, like, not playable, not even a boss either. It feels weird.
Well, this DLC already added 2 new characters. I feel like
it did.
I mean, I feel like we already have enough characters. I mean, it would be nice to get them. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lose sleep if we don't get more characters. Alright. Oh, this one is either 30 crystals or 10 crystals. There's not really any reason to get a 10 one, but so we'll go with 30. There you go.
So what happens if
in the
different...
stage longer?
I guess.
So what happens if different players go into different portals from each other?
It's determined by vote.
It's determined by vote, basically. Yeah. And now we actually get Bebop and Rocksteady. We invaded the Mirage dimension, it seems.
Also, the bird was named Alfalfa.
Okay.
An anthropomorphic bird from Saudi Arabia. He's also from the Archie comics as well.
So basically, a lot of Archie comics references in here.
There was apparently Hothead from Tournament Fighters is in that stage as well.
Good for him.
Yeah. I think it's the SNES Tournament Fighters, I think. Because that's the most popular one. Because remember the
NES one.
Oh, the NES one. That's the one that I'm not familiar with in particular. I completed it once to get the trophy on the Cowboy collection, but that's about it. Like the 80s, like the NES Tournament Fighter is just kind of very. I mean, after when you've played so much of the SNES and Genesis versions, like going back to that NES rudimentary version, that feels very restrained by comparison. I mean, it's okay. Don't get me wrong. It's just that, you know, like the SNES and Genesis versions are far superior.
Making a fighting game on a Nintendo Entertainment System actually wasn't feasible.
Oh, and look at that. There's Mirage Shredder over there.
Oh, nice.
And is that meant to be the turtle then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though I'm sure it wasn't in the comics at all.
Basically, I guess an attempt to, like, what would the turtle then be if it wasn't the Mirage comics type of deal.
Basically.
There you go.
You think he's saying Christ sign? I was like, wait, is this that? I know they only joked about it in their review, but is this that Turtles Christian rock music show that the Star Critic and AVGN were joking about?
Maybe that Shredder was actually more accurate than we thought. Alright, that's it. Next dimension. Omni-channel 6.
Nifty.
Alright, if I remember correctly, Omni-channel 6 is also based on something from the Archie comics. Oh, yeah, and yeah, by the way, I haven't explained this, but one of the power-ups you can get is you can to play as the boss characters. So that's pretty cool. You can't do much with them though, considering by their very nature they just have mostly just a handful of attacks. But that's basically it. And yeah, there's a giant bull head floating around. Yeah. Alright, let's get 30 crystals. Anyway, that's basically it. Just keep playing until you conquer all 5 dimensions and then you'll be able to... Oh, and look at that. 2 enemies joining heads. Metalhead and Dirtbag. But yeah, like I was saying, like, that's what it boils down to. It's literally a survival mode. Again, I definitely recommend if you have the ability to always play this game online with a public room so that anybody can join, because it's a lot more fun when you're just playing with a lot of characters at the same time. Again, it's kind of like how when you're playing Smash, right? Like it's just so much better if you bring in a lot of like there's a whole slew of people playing at the same time, because that way it's much more chaotic and fun. So there you go. All right. So Veg, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Omni-channel 6 something from the Archie comics too?
Hold on, let me check.
I think I remember telling me that the flying bull head is also from the Archie comics. I think you remember telling me that at least.
Yeah, that bull. Cuddly the cowlick is from Archie.
Mm-hmm. Quite a lot of Archie fan service in this mode.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Apparently, it's just supposed to be a futuristic, advanced version of Channel 6
Yeah.
of the NES Tournament Fighters game.
Ah, okay. See, this is again, like I said, this is one of the cool things about this game. Like, it has references that are obvious, but also references that are not so obvious, and only the hardcore fans will get it. Because it's very easy to just throw in something like Token Razor, because people who have at least seen TMNT2 at least one.
That was right there, Armagon, I believe that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Armagon, he's from Archie.
Okay. Again, it's like we've talked about on part 1 of this, like April saying you have my support when she heals you. That's just like one of those references that only the more hardcore fans will get. Because not a lot of people make reference to April's catchphrase in that game. Alright. Jova, if you actually play this game.
It's bad.
Oh, Bibs.
I think I might have a little bit.
Okay. Because this game is on Game Pass, if I remember correctly.
I mean, it was live.
Yeah, it is. Maybe, hopefully it's still there. I know that sometimes Game Pass deals expire.
Mm-hmm. 8-bit Battleground.
Obviously a reference to the Game Boy games.
Mm-hmm. And we have a chef that kind of looks like a balder Wario. Okay. Personally, I would have preferred a dimension based on the first NES game. That would have been pretty cool. Because I feel like, despite its shit quality, it's a more iconic game than the Game Boy games.
His name is Pizza Face.
Ah, okay. Next up.
Apparently he appeared in season 2 of the '80s show.
Oh, really? Huh. I really have to go back and rewatch that at some point. It's been a few years.
Yeah. Let me just show you his toy because, good lord, this is terrifying.
I can imagine. Yeah, this is supposedly based on the Game Boy games, like Deji said, but I'm not entirely sure which specific one of the three, in which specific level, because...
I think 2, because this alleyway reminds me of the first level of TMNT 2, where Splinter drops pizza.
I guess. I think it's probably the color that's throwing me off, because I'm just so used to looking at those games in black and white.
Well, apparently, according to the wiki, it says it's patented after the numerous Konami TMNT games based off the NES. So, my mistake.
Okay, then. Yes, as you were saying, sorry.
I was just saying, you're saying, all the Turtles is quotes earlier, they were saying hat trick. I was like, what is this, football all of a sudden?
Turtles was sometime, and yeah, and yes, look at that. So I'm playing as Shredder right now. Now the Turtles will sometimes say a lot of buzz, like cool words, just because they sound cool. So specifically this particular era of Turtles, I mean. No, I guess then. There you go. Now what? 20 crystals. Donnie? Okay. And yeah, one thing you'll notice is that the guy playing Donnie, I guess he decided to take a break. He or she, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. They decided...
It's like Joba right now, who just BRB'd.
Maybe that is Joba.
Yes.
I can't move. Help!
Why are you doing your adventure dance, Don? You didn't do anything.
I wanted to join in.
Oh, what if Joba even owns this game?
It depends. If he has Game Pass, he does. If not, then I don't know.
I own 3 copies of it.
I own 2. On the PS4 and on the Switch.
I would talk, but I did one time buy 2 copies of LA Noire, the Switch version and the PS4 version.
I own the digital version on Switch, and I got a physical copy of it on Switch as well, and I own a PS5 technically, and PS4 technically.
Easy peasy.
And that's it. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, like the further you get into the multiverse, the more crystals it's required.
Yeah, because you're basically having to restore the crystals.
Yep. So yeah, in the meantime, what happened after this point is that Deji dropped because his internet was giving him issues.
Yeah, my internet was fine.
Was it the internet or was it something else?
Like, yeah, it's just like the game said disconnected. No, the game crashed for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
I was like, oh, oops. And I tried joining back in, but the game was like, no.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Donnie. Yeah.
Pity that.
And there we go. Crystal complete.
You've collected all your pizza power and all that jazz.
Pizza time. Alright, and now traveling to the Dark Tomorrow dimension, which is basically a giant dump. Go on.
So, which of the bosses is your favorite to play as?
Shredder.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
because that way I can finally have me some turtle soup.
But wait, he's fighting alongside the turtles, so...
Ah, but don't you see the Jova? It's actually Raph disguised as the Shredder. It'll be really...
How does that help Shredder get turtle soup?
Who knows? Maybe he can take over the fake Shredder. Who knows?
But yeah, that actually is a nifty thing.
One of my favorite episodes from the '80s show is an episode where the Shredder becomes amnesiac and he thinks he's Michelangelo.
Yeah. Hey, Shredder! Where? Yet the dumb thing was, of all the words Splinter used to keep him hypnotized, the trigger word was Shredder.
Mm-hmm. Like, if anything, just so we can hear James Avery try his best Townsend impression. As in, like, James Avery playing the Shredder, trying to imitate Mikey's voice.
Oh yeah, no, like...
Or if you want to be mean, just see it as an episode of Fresh Prince where Uncle Phil tries to be hip and cool.
And fails miserably. Hey, speaking of which, how's the new Bel Air show, Didge?
I don't know, it's on Peacock. No one owns that streaming service.
Although it's weird because that new Adrian Monk movie is coming to Peacock and that looks fly. Except I don't have Peacock.
I mentioned this before. It's like, yeah, streaming services are it's kind of basically putting money on a fire.
It's like I said before. Thank you, companies. You officially helped make the second golden age of piracy with streaming services.
It's like
that's one of the main ways for people to enjoy content while also still having money to eat.
Like when it comes to streaming services, like it was easy for Disney to come into the territory because they already have a shit ton of content in their coffers that they can just put in there. So that was, but when it comes to something like Universal doesn't quite have the same brand power, or even exactly the same. Like they do have good content. Don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly content that will make the masses drove right off to subscribe.
Like here's the problem with Universal: they have not committed nearly enough content. I would argue that they do have enough content, but they have not committed enough to being exclusive on Peacock. And some that they did just only pissed off people who could watch it on Netflix. Which is a thing, honestly. That's the thing. With, heck, even Disney, they're still allowing some stuff to be on Netflix. Like, which is it, my dudes? Which is it?
Like, I mean, like I can understand, like, some of the things where it's a bit legally complicated, like with the Spider-Man MCU movies, because Disney don't own those.
No, but they made a deal with Sony, apparently, because...
little by little, they're coming to Disney Plus. No problem. I think
apparently it's Netflix first, then Disney Plus.
It's just that...
But you forgot something, Jobo. Universal owns something that a lot of people love.
Hulk?
No, The Office.
Yes, they do. And
The
yet...
US Office?
Yeah.
Yes. And yet, despite putting that exclusive to Peacock, look, Peacock has not exactly been doing the level of numbers. Like, let me put it like this. Peacock still ain't beating Netflix. Like, as much as Netflix has become a punching bag for some stupid business practices we do, they are still something of a hurdle and benchmark, and I think it says a lot that a lot of these other companies have not managed to surpass Netflix, despite Netflix making fools of themselves in different ways. And it's for one obvious reason. Nobody really wants to get a streaming service just for these few projects that they may want to watch.
Also,
as opposed to...
Nice to see Mirage Donnie woke up.
Yeah, so earlier I saw Irma with some kids, and the female turtle.
Yeah,
I
in the
forgot her name.
post-apocalyptic world.
I forgot what the female turtle's name was.
You mean the turtle from Next Mutation?
No. There was an animated female turtle in the last level.
Ah,
Along
okay.
with Irma and the others in the apocalyptic setting.
Oh no, she's not a well. Oh god, yeah, you're right. But I know what character you're talking about. But I'm genuinely drawing a blank right now.
I forgot which show did she show up in.
No, she's from the
show
80s. She's from that character's from the 80s show. Like it's just that I'm drawing up. Again, it's been a few years since I saw it last time.
But anyway, though, like I said, the main problem with streaming services outside of Netflix and Disney, they're way too specific. As in, like, unless you're heavily dedicated to the specific content on them, or you're like a big fan of those companies in general, it doesn't feel right paying that much for, like, just 1 or 2 shows that can only be gotten there.
Alright,
Whereas
so
with Netflix and Disney, it's a smorgasbord.
you'll notice right now that the 2 new characters from this DLC are out. Uzagi Yojimbo, who is of course a Japanese samurai rabbit, and Karai, who's of course known for being Shredder's daughter in most TMNT media, but she was not in the 80s show, so Tribute Games created what is basically what probably she would have looked like. She has the same basic powers that we know Karai has in most Turtles media. It's just that her design clearly looks very 80s cartoonish, basically.
I saw her do what looked like a lightning move, though. I wonder.
Well, Karai has a lot of very out there moves. Go on.
That said, did they like provide a bio for her in this game?
No, this game doesn't have a bio section of any
Well, I
kind.
mean, it's like, like go online, like how some
Oh.
companies post bios online.
I
for her?
don't think so. Not that I've seen anyway.
Edge? Edge.
Beg your
wake
pardon?
up. Edge, did they make a bio for 80s Karai in this game online
No.
or anything?
Yeah,
Nope.
I didn't think so.
So
either.
just use your imagination to what this
I mean,
Karai
just by her
story is.
dialogues, actions, and victory animations, it's clear that she's only really an ally to beat the Shredder because she just wants to take over the Foot Clan.
I
When
do
you
know-
pick her, she just says, "Meet the real leader of the Foot."
And there he is.
Super Shredder.
And he's gonna use that. Oh crap!
To become even more powerful.
To become hyper.
Super Shredder, shard stealing master of the void. I mean, Super Shredder, or is it like Super Shredder Star? Because it's a star after the Shredder. I feel like you could have called. I mean, you could have just called him Dimensional Shredder.
So
or some shit
basically,
like
he
that.
absorbed the crystal to become a recolor.
Basically,
How
yeah,
devious.
Or Crystal Shredder.
yeah, or Crystal Shredder.
Yeah. Whatevs. But anyway, yeah, no, I do notice Karai has a few evil-looking glances too, like after she does that lightning move, she gives an evil grin. I have not gotten to hear all of her dialogue, so I wasn't as aware of that, but that could be an interesting take. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be remiss to the idea of an 80s revival of sorts.
Well, the voice actors are still perfectly capable of coming in and doing voices, but I'm not entirely certain if that's what the TMNT fanbase wants right now.
Okay. Maybe not an 80s revival, but like an 80s remake.
I mean, right now... Go on.
Look, so we've already have a lot of 80s nostalgia with TMNT.
That is
IDW
true.
is currently making the 80s comic book.
Yeah.
So it's like we have enough. We don't let's have that nostalgia and move on to new things, and also pander to the 2003 nostalgia.
That being said, doesn't the 80s based comic have a darker tone, more akin
No.
to? I
Well,
could have sworn it did. Or is that a different
Are you
IDW
talking about the ones
TMNT?
made by Archie, or are you talking about the IDWs?
IDWs?
No.
I mean, there wouldn't be much point in making it an 80s show comic if you're just going to change the tone to what it's not. I mean, By that logic, you might as well make it 2003 comic.
I mean, the Archie one did.
Easy peasy.
I guess.
Yeah,
Sure.
Because there's an issue where they go back in time and scare Hitler so hard that he commits suicide.
And yeah, I wanted to go home, but the two online partners that were playing with me decided that they wanted to keep going. Don't worry, we'll cut to it. Because I feel like we've seen enough, so... But yeah, as you can see, the guys who were playing with me didn't want to stop it here. They wanted to keep going.
Noted.
Alright, so let's actually check the ending proper. Go ahead. Show it.
Congrats, my dude! You've saved the multiverse! We've got the greatest record for you! Pizza from all dimensions!
Uh,
Some of those pizzas look like crimes.
Enjoy! Don't they look delicious?
A
think
pizza
even the
made out of
turtles-
candy is an abomination.
Yeah, I think even the turtles look like, no thanks, man.
yeah, so that was Dimensional Shell Shock. Really cool
That's
DLC.
good.
Yeah. Edge.
Yeah.
The new characters look good. Like, it does what it needs to do. Enough said.
Indeed. I'm guessing you agreed, Edge?
Of course.
Alright.
The only new character I had time to dabble with is Karai, and she just basically erases enemies. She's who's that one guy in Streets of Rage where he was the penultimate boss in 2, and you play as him in 3, and he's DLC in 4.
Oh, Shiva. Yeah.
Yeah, Shiva. She's basically the Shiva of the game.
Yeah, basically. Alright, everybody. That's Shredder's Revenge done. As far as I'm aware, there's no more DLC planned. So I guess we're done for now. So next time, TMNT-wise, we'll go back to the Carbon collection because let's take a look at the fighting games while we're at it. So see you then.
But of course.
Bye.